There was a time not long ago when Donald Trump was a constant critic of President Obama's vacations, which Trump and many Republicans saw as constant and wasteful, extravagant, and far too expensive vacations. And so he would express that literally for years. We're going to show you a clip first of him doing this back in 2011.
Can't resist. A recent tweet from you on your Twitter account says Barack Obama played golf yesterday. Now he heads to a 10-day vacation in Martha's Vineyard. Nice work ethic.
Well, the fact is he takes more vacations than any human being I've ever seen. They used to complain about George Bush, but I understand he's already exceeded George Bush, and we're not even through the year. So he likes vacation. I mean, it sends a bad message. Here we have a country that really is going to hell in a handbasket. Let's not kid ourselves. What's happening to this country is horrible. All over the world, they're talking about it. And we have a president that's constantly, whether it's Martha's Vineyard or someplace else, constantly on vacation. I mean, all the time, it's on vacation. It's also a fundraising tour, and he's trying to raise funds. In the meantime, he's using a beautiful Boeing 747 as the aircraft that, the aircraft of choice. And I think it's pretty sad where the taxpayer is paying for his trips.
So that's one video, 2011. We got some tweets for you to show the span of years that he had this constant refrain going on. The habitual vacationer Barack Obama is now in Hawaii. This vacation is costing taxpayers $4 million, while there is 20% unemployment, which is it's an amazing statistic. It's also completely untrue. It's about 3 times less than that. That was in 2011. In 2012, he says President Barack Obama's vacation is costing taxpayers millions of dollars. Unbelievable. He used to tweet just like that back in 2012. This is in the end of 2012. When will Obama next go on vacation if he wins the election? The day after. And then Obama's motto, if I don't get to go on taxpayer-funded vacations and constantly fundraise, then the terrorists win. That's in 2014, 2 years later. Now we find out that on his second weekend, he is going to be taking a vacation flying down to luxurious Mar-a-Lago, that luxurious gold-clad resort of his, at a price of $3 million or more, which is a little bit weird considering the criticism earlier on.
So every press conference now has a quick, subtle ad, maybe not so subtle ad, regarding the winter White House. Okay, I've now heard Sean Spicer talk about the winter White House several times, and it's always in the context of a press conference. And so understand that that is an ad, especially when you consider that they increased the annual fee from $100,000 to $200,000, and they're telling individuals like, yo, that's where Trump's gonna be. You want some access? Mm-hmm. All you got to do is spend the $200,000. By the way, that's just an annual fee. You still got to pay for the food and whatever the hell they do at that resort. Mm-hmm. So it's disastrous because it's a huge conflict of interest. And we as American taxpayers help fund his vacation at his own resort, where he will then, essentially pocket money that people are paying in annual fees, and will get as corrupted as he wants by individuals who are willing to pay that ridiculous fee.
Now, we don't know yet if the money is going directly to, partially it's travel expenses, paying for the Secret Service and all that. Judicial Watch, which is an anti-corruption and conservative watchdog organization, they're going to be looking into it, filing Freedom of Information Act requests. But as Anna pointed out, they're saying this is the winter White House, and you could pay the initiation fee to hang out in the hopes that you see Donald Trump, or you can simply hand $200,000 to his family, and then maybe it gets back to him someday that you were able to give that money. And so he accused Barack Obama of fundraising. And by the way, Donald Trump's re-election fundraising effort has already started. But yes, Obama was fundraising. You're fundraising. The difference is Obama was fundraising to get re-elected. He's fundraising because he likes funds and he wants them for himself. It's amazing that it's allowed, but it is.
We should do a GoFundMe to get, Nomi a membership at Mar-a-Lago and have her there every single time Trump comes on for the weekend. Ambush him. I mean, I'm a member. You can't kick me out, right? That would be great. That'd be hysterical.
If you donate to that GoFundMe for Nomi to become a member of Mar-a-Lago, we will have her pose at that gigantic desk with the massive mosque background,
going like this, and working on
she's working on a story.
Working on her speech
I'm about to file the story.
How happy would Nomi be if we gave her that membership?
Oh man,
I don't know. Would she be happy? Can you imagine how uncomfortable it would be to be there?
But it's. I mean, an investigative reporter wants access as much as they can get it, and it's like crazy access.
Fine, send me.
Right, but you'd have to be on the press. I guess I don't know.
That's true.
It would. but it would be great.
It would be great. But yeah, so again, just 180. It's a terrible thing when Obama does it. And look, those are expensive vacations, and he did go on a lot of vacations. I mean, you can sort of compare it to past presidencies, but you can have a problem with it, but you can't really have a problem with it and then immediately on your second week, immediately begin traveling. And also, we already heard that he's thinking about each weekend going back to New York so he can stay in his own house.
And be with Barron and whatever.
And be with Barron and all that. And for whatever reason, if you have a problem with the president traveling and incurring all those costs 16 times, well, there's more than 16 weekends in a year, and that seems like that would add up a lot too.
No, that's true. I mean, I guess it's sort of too early to really go hard at him. But if this is the pattern always, especially now, there was a story, and I don't know if this was verified. I actually haven't read very much about it, but it was first reported last night that 2 people in the Secret Service were forced to resign, and that Trump wants to use a lot of his own personal
I had previously seen that,
and we've seen that before. It does become costly, and it was costly when Obama did it. And there is Camp David, which is free, and the Secret Service already have their lodging there, and that's something that is a little different. But I don't know. It's always hypocritical. I think that Bush was the worst because he went down to Crawford forever. He was just not in Washington, totally removed, spent so much time down there.
Right.
Clear and brush. Yeah, clear and brush. That's right. Nice. But if this is a pattern and he is spending every weekend in New York or every weekend in Mar-a-Lago, then you can start because it is a lot of money. But Obama did quite a bit himself.
It's just amazing that he has his press conference. Okay, I'm divesting myself from my businesses. I'm not going to see anything. It's going to be a blind trust. Oh, I'm also going to hang out at one of my businesses all the time. I don't know how that works out, but I'm sure it's going to work out financially quite well for him.
By the way, can I just add one thing? I know that presidents, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, do get a lot of heat for vacationing. And look, I get that criticism, and I know that there needs to be a balance, but yeah, they have the most stressful job.
Totally.
Yeah, so vacations are okay. And I'm not talking about vacations where they're completely disconnected from what's going on and they're literally gone for a month at a time, which is something that Bush would do. But taking a vacation here and there, I think, is super important for their health. I mean, you see what presidents look like at the beginning of their term and then the end of their presidency. Yeah. It's like night and day.
But it's also, they don't call the office, right? I mean, we don't call the office. You go on vacation, you go on vacation.
Yeah.
That's not an option for the president. It's not a real vacation. He's always working. We'll see. Everything's there. But
look, he's doing it after 2 weeks, so not quite as much time to stress him out, although we know he was stressed out about the inauguration. And the question is he disconnected, or can Steve Bannon operate his body to sign whatever he wants from Mar-a-Lago as well as he can in D.C.? That's the question.
Those executive orders are exhausting. They're taxing. They're
signing it,
they're not taxing,
and trying to find out what it was about afterward.
Right.
That is exhausting. Did you see the DeVos thing? The clip of him, he was signing all of those appointment stuff, and he was he turns to, I believe it was the majority leader. DeVos, that's education, right?
Was it DeVos? It was education?
I think it was DeVos.
Yeah, I think it was a different one.
Education?
But
You picked her, you dummy. How do you not know?
That's amazing.
It's not like there's 1,000 people that are going to be on your cabinet. It's 12 people. You probably know the exact number.
No, it's more than 12.
Okay, well, it's not
19,
1,000. I'll say
19,
okay, 19.
But
anyway, he should know the names.
We are the watchers on the wall. We are the sword in the darkness. Come join us. TYTnetwork.com/join.